What's going on, y'all? I know you guys see the title and the thumbnail. Today is the day where I'm gonna talk about it. Some of you guys may already know, but some of you guys may not know. If you haven't followed my channel, this might be your first video. You might found me out last week. You might found me out today. But not everybody know. So I'm going to be answering it today. Do I own or do I finance my Q50? I've done this video with the G37. I've done this video with the G35. And I was financing the G37, and I am financing the G35. But do I own or do I finance this car? I own this car outright. Luckily, I only paid $3,000 for this car. When I had bought this car, it really didn't need a transmission. It really needed TCM, and it needed cats, and it just needed a little bit of work as far as maintenance or whatever. And I was fortunate enough, the last owner has sold me this. He sold me this car for $3,000. So that's a nice car up there. That is, but it's nice. But yeah, I was fortunate enough to where he sold me this car for only, hold on, had to go ahead and get that light real quick. But yeah, I was fortunate enough to where he only sold me this car for only $3,000, which was really good for me. Really good investment. $3,000, and really I only paid like $2,500. Well, no, let's say $3,500 for everything, for it to run right and for it to be a good car. Now with the cats and all that, it's a little bit more, but like just to get the car running for real, only paid like an extra $3,500. So wasn't a bad investment for a 2014 Infiniti Q50 Sport. Now it is some stuff that's wrong with this car. It was salvaged, so I don't think they put the best of the best parts back on here, and that's something that I will have to go back and fix. Now, since it's like my second rainy day season with this car, the headlights is messed up, and also the tail lights, the seals are gone. So it's a lot of water to get through there, and it just looks horrible. So that's something I'm gonna have to fix very, very soon. But yeah, anyways, besides all that, I do own the car. I have the pink slip in hand, and it feels good knowing that I do own this car. I'm not making payments or anything like that, and the only payment that I'm making is from my G35. You guys are like, oh, you're making payments for a G35. I bought that car clean. It was 2004, one owner, only 88,000 miles, and I had bought it in 2021. That's back when they was having like a used car crisis, where they was pretty much buying cars for more and selling them a little bit more on the market. But luckily I had got a good deal with my G, and yes, I paid payments. I did not buy that car in cash. Oh well. But the good thing about it is that I will be paying that car off this year. I'm almost done. I go maybe 3 bands left with that car, and then it's done. So I'm have 2 owned cars, which is good because I'm actually tired of paying car note every month. But luckily with this one, I don't. And like I was saying, it feels good. And as far as my insurance with this car, when I had the G35 and the Lexus on there, I believe I was paying maybe around $210, $220. And now currently I have the G35 and I have this car on there, and both are full coverage. I'm paying about $295 a month. So it definitely went up a little bit with this car, but not drastic, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool payment or whatever. So which is really, really, really good. So I guess I'm gonna give you guys a story time of how this car happened, because I don't know if I explained it. I probably did, probably in the beginning when I had got this car and I was making videos. But it kind of crazy because, you know, at the time I had the Lexus and I had the G35. Now the Lexus, for instance, was really just a daily for real, and I was just gonna like go crazy with the G35, like modding and stuff like that, because, you know, as far as YouTube wise, that's what, you know, people want to see. And I ended up posting videos with the Lexus, and surprisingly they were doing really good. But I didn't know like how long that the Lexus content will ride out for my channel, because there's not a lot of aftermarket support on the LS400. Like, you can do coilovers and rims, you know, that's about it. But like, as far as like with Infiniti stuff, like aftermarket support is crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, I'm gonna just thug it out, and then, you know, later, maybe like in a year, maybe like the following year, I was gonna dump it. You know, I put a lot of money in it, so I was like, you know, I could just sell it, you know, for a cool price, and then I would buy another Infiniti. And at that time, I was thinking another G37. So it's like around November or whatever, right? Yeah, it's like around November, and one of my homies called me, because this was my homie's car before mine. He had called me. He was like, "Hey, Reg, you know, I'm leaving out the parking lot, and my transmission is messed up. Like, it's not going past third gear." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Dang." I told him, I was like, "It's probably like the valve body." I told him it's probably like the valve body, or it could be a transmission. And I was like, "Sure, I just recommend you taking that to the shop or whatever, and, you know, getting it fixed." And he was like, "All right, let me just go see. I'm gonna go take it to the shop and, you know, see what's going on." So fast forward, he took it to the shop. They had called him. They told him it was the infamous TCM, and they said that it was metal shavings inside his transmission. But I don't think so, to be honest. I think that transmission was okay, to be honest. A lot of dealerships say stuff just so they could upsell you and, you know, make more money off of you. So anyways, they told him that, and they told him the cats were bad, and all of that would cost like almost $10,000 worth of work at Infiniti, right? So he had called me and told me the news, and I'm like, "Dang, bro, that's a lot of money." I was like, "You know, what you finna do? You finna keep it or what?" And he was like, "I don't know, bro. $10,000 is a lot of money." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, that's really like a new car for real." So, I think a couple of hours go by, and I just start thinking about it. I'm like, "Dang, like, let me just shoot it out, you know, let me just see if he would, you know, mess with me." I was serious, but I wasn't serious. I had called him back. I was like, "I ain't gonna lie, if you want to dump it, you just sell it to me for real." And we kind of like laughed it off for real. Like, talked a little bit more, hung up the phone, and then like maybe an hour, yeah, maybe like an hour, 2 hours later, he had said, "You serious? Like, you would really buy this car?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm dead serious. Like, I'll buy the car." And he was like, "Well, if you want it, you can have it." And then at first, initially, it was gonna be like, it was, we agreed on 2,500, right? So I'm like, "All right, 2,500." He said, "All right, cool." I said, "Well, let me just dump this Lexus off real quick." And I said, "Let me go ahead and put this Lexus on Facebook Marketplace and offer up, and it'll probably be sold within a couple of days, because it's a Lexus LS400. You know, people always interested in buying that car." And I was like, "Just give me like 2-3 days, and I'm gonna shoot you the bread." And I posted it. I think the first day it sold for real. I sold it to one of my homies. Um, and he was supposed to pay me initially on, I think, the next day, but something happened or whatever, and I was telling my homie, like, you know, something happened, so just sell it to me for 3 bands, and I'll shoot you your bread on Friday. This was probably like maybe the beginning of the week, maybe Monday. So end up selling the Lexus to him, shooting him over the bread, paid like 3 bands, and that's how it happened. You know, I paid him 3 bands for the car, had got it, and had sat on it for. So I had bought it at the end of November, I believe. I bought it like the end of November. Had sat on it the whole December. Um, Took it to full throttle near my birthday. I think like January 2nd. Got the VR transmission put in it. Did spark plugs. Did the heater hose. Um, did a thermostat. Did diff fluid. Um, got the belt changed. And yeah, that was about it. Got it out the shop. And we here today. And then later on got the cats and all that stuff put in there and whatever. But yeah, overall, I didn't expect that I was gonna get this car. It kinda just like fell in my lap. Like I was more so looking like if I was to get another Infiniti, it would have been like a G37, but ended up being a Q50, which I'm super duper grateful about. And I always told my homie like thank you, for that, cause he really like bailed out the channel for real. Cause like I said, like the Lexus videos were doing really good, but at the same time, how long can I keep that up? You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking about in my head. Like I always think ahead. I never think about the present. I always think ahead. And I was just like, I don't know how long I can keep it up. And it kind of fell in my lap. Even with all the G37 stuff was still kind of fresh a little bit to me. And I'm like, dang, like I was really missing that car. It was really a period of time where I really, really missed my G37. Just missed hearing the VHR, just missed the rev match, just missed all of that. And then when I had got an opportunity to get this car, it was a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? Of the 3.7 VHR, and I just took off with it. And now it's like with Infiniti, it's like the endless amount of content that you can make with Infiniti, because it's a huge aftermarket support, plus it's a huge following behind Infiniti. These cars, they're very popular. So I was lucky to have it. I'm grateful to have it. And, I got a lot of work to do still with this Q50, which is cool. It's like a project Q50 for real. And it's like I really brought it from the dead. Because this car it couldn't even go past third gear, bruh. And, new VR transmission and all the other stuff is great. So that was a little story time of the Q50, like how the way it happened, how the way I bought it, and why it was $3,000 in the first place. But yeah, I own this car. Super duper grateful about that. I'm about to own a G35 in a matter of months. You know what I'm saying? And I have 2 paid off cars, and then hopefully the next car note that I will put myself in will either be a GTR or a Lexus RCF. I want those two, or even a G80, a BMW G80. So it'll be those 3. But at least I own these cars, and it's gonna provide me with endless amount of content. The next car that I choose to get, will be a note. It will be endless amount of content on there too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys been enjoying the channel so far. Thank you for your support. I always do appreciate that. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.